Hello, everybody, and a very good evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are. It worked. There are some people on there, and that is great. My apologies for the confusion about the times. So, US summertime starts 3 weeks earlier than UK summertime. And that means that either we would have had to move the UK time a bit earlier or the US time 1 hour later. And because I had so much to do, I decided to move just stay with the normal UK time, but just move the US time 1 hour late. Maybe I shouldn't have done that because I went to the barber and the barber cut my hair too short. And when I spoke to my partner on the phone earlier and switched to FaceTime, I heard a reassuring, it's not that bad. But, well, it's not quite what I thought. And that's a bit scary. But anyway, who cares about my hairstyle? Probably just me. Because I'm in the middle of filming a new online course, which will hopefully be around for the next 20 years. And right in the middle, between two symbols, I am changing my haircut quite drastically. But then I suppose people can live with it. So that's kind of my little anecdotes. And this is so wonderful. So there are some Americans, Brooklyn, hello, lovely having you here, Madrid, Europe, UK, north of England. It's just fabulous, California. It's just so, so nice to be so connected. There's something interesting going on, I find, in the world. We connect on a certain level, but overall, there is an incredible disconnect. It is just crazy. Everybody is kind of fighting their corner, not really understanding the other side in politics, in society, in the corporate world, in our jobs. It's just very, very weird. It almost seems as if there is more and more segregation and separation going on, which of course is the opposite of how it should be. But then again, how should it be? that's the thing. We just, well, I now for once say these things just very casually. This is not how it should be, but how do we know how it should be? Should it be in a particular way anyway? Should it be all love and harmony, connection, peace? Or can it be either or? I really feel, and this is it's quite something that we got something wrong. And this is so amazing. Hello, Venetia. Lovely having you here. Venetia is the Senior Director of Alternatives in London, and they're having these amazing programs with the world's leading speakers on all topics spiritual. And I'm sure that you find this, you find it there as well, that people do feel a lot of segregation, a lot of separation, a lot of disconnect, a lot of discontent. And the question really is whether it should be the opposite or whether this is life. And more, I'm coming to some really interesting conclusion. It's a thought process, and I'm in the middle of it. But I really feel we can't say it should be this way or it should be that way. What we can say is, because the question is, overall, we're not lost anyway. We are spiritual beings. We are connected. So we have these difficulties that we are going through and that the whole world is going through, and the whole world may blow itself up. Well, not itself, we are blowing it up, and then we start again somewhere. So it's possible But the question is, do we really want it? And this is a huge turning point, because once we listen inside and realize, no, this is not what we want, then the question is, how can it change? And the answer is obvious. Only we can change it, individually and collectively. And we have all sorts of disappointments. We have these times when we feel a bit off our path. But then again, what is our path? Is our path supposed to be clear cut? Or is it a path with ups and downs and detours and struggling and almost falling, or falling completely and slowly getting back on our feet and changing direction and exploring things? Of course, this is in a way our path. But if we want to change the world, and if we want to change our path, we need something to rely on. And this is why it felt so timely to come up with this topic today, that Reiki has got two aspects. And we will get there in a moment, what I mean with that. I mean, one could argue that Reiki has got 10 aspects, and I don't know how many different facets, and so, which is absolutely correct. But I think for kind of our topic today, it's really interesting to look at at two aspects of Reiki. And the main reason being is that I feel Reiki can keep us on track to, well, align more with the positivity and the love that we can find in the universe, with the guidance from the universe, and with our life path that we want to walk, and how we want to change the world, how we want to change our lives and make our lives happier and the world a better place, because these two things I strongly feel do go hand in hand. But in order to stay connected, we need to reconnect. Every single day we need to connect. And I have that so often, that people do a Reiki 1 and 2 course, then they disappear. Well, first not. They come to some Reiki shares and some workshops, and I'm very excited and want to give some treatments to people. And then somehow life gets them back. Normal, mundane life with all its challenges. And someone would think, okay, yes, don't really have time to give Reiki treatments. Well, am I using it for myself? Well, anyway, it's I'll come back to it. And then the question is whether we really do. And I feel we stay with Reiki, we stay on our path once we realize that it is not for special occasions. It helps with anything. And with special occasions, I basically mean difficulties. When we have an illness or somebody around us, and we connect to Reiki and we give them a Reiki treatment, and they have a knee problem and the knee gets better afterwards. And these things happen. I mean, they happen all the time. This is why Reiki is so famous as a complementary therapy. I always forget which university it was. I think in Pennsylvania University, that had this research project with almost 100 participants having a knee replacement, and 50% got Reiki treatments regularly afterwards, and the other half not. And those who got the Reiki treatments healed, I think, 3 times faster or even more. It was just incredible. It was so obvious. It was so measurable. It was just a great scientific breakthrough in with respect to what Reiki can do. But we do these things. We give them Reiki, but we can't give Reiki all the time to anybody and everybody. And some people just want some relaxation, and we get a little bit of feedback and maybe not so much. But Reiki doesn't just work on these physical things. Reiki works on, well, whether we call it a spiritual connection, whether we call it alignment, um, it just raises our vibrations. This is why it can heal us, why we can physically heal. But it also means that at the same time, our awareness increases, our intuition increases, our connection to the universe, our interconnectedness, how we feel about other people changes. And this is just built in to Reiki. Reiki never works on one aspect only. Up to a point that some people can be quite frightened when they get a Reiki treatment for a particular physical problem, stiff neck or frozen shoulder or something like that, and they see color. They have a memory coming up. They feel relaxed in a way they've never been before. This is all the feedback that we are getting all the time. So Reiki automatically works on these things. And frankly, don't we need that every single day? More balance, more connection, more guidance, more intuition, more inner peace, more physical changes, more physical energy, pain reduction, physical healing. We need all of that all the time, and people around us. And my personal way of dealing with this is to just start every single day with Reiki, to just connect to Reiki and place my hands in like different hand positions on my body, and I start every single day with a Reiki self-treatment. My inner voice just said, the day before yesterday, you didn't do it, which is actually true, but very, very rare. But then, of course, I was using later on for the rest of the day. I had a long bath for intuition, and I gave Reiki to the bath, and I just felt the connection. So yes, but normally I do start the day with it. But I wonder whether we can use Reiki a bit more creatively and just leave it to Reiki what it wants to work on. And I just love this exercise, Reiki Ho, guided by spirit. It's just phenomenal. It's one of these original Japanese Reiki exercises that kind of got lost a little bit and are not very widely taught. But if you've done any of my programs, I'm sure you have used it quite a bit. But today I want to kind of use it in a slightly novel way. And I like the idea of Reiki Ho and how kind of society and things change. So Ho means method or path, and Reiki means connecting to Rei, guided by spirit, as in Reiki, spiritual energy. So Reiki means guided by spirit. And a few years ago, I met a young man from Japan. And we had a chat, and I asked for his name, and he said, my name is Reiki. And I thought, oh, wow, I can impress him. So I said, I know what Reiki means. It means guided by spirit. And he said, no, it doesn't. I thought, okay. So maybe I got something wrong. And I asked, so what does it mean? And he said, well, right idea. Isn't it funny? Isn't that the same? To get a bright idea or to be guided by spirit? I mean, where are we getting our ideas from? But of course, this is how society, I don't want to say evolved, moved on from this general spiritual awareness. 100 years ago in Japan, Reiki, meaning guided by spirit, Reiki Ho, meaning guided by spirit technique or method, to I have a bright idea, as if there is no outside. We cannot connect. We cannot get help from somewhere else. We just are smart and clever. And quite frankly, we may be, but not always. And we do need help. At least we need to find the cleverness inside again. And this is why I just love this exercise so much. So why don't we use Reiki Ho every day for ourselves? And there are many ways to do that. So Reiki Ho basically means we place the hands together in front of our heart chakra and connect to Reiki. Just doing dry run at the moment. And then we ask a question. For instance, the most common way of using it is when we give a Reiki treatment and say, where is Reiki needed? Where shall I place my hands? And then we go up to our third eye and see what comes into our mind. So what if we start the day with Reiki Ho? And let's just do that for a moment. So let's just bring the hands together and connect to Reiki. And then just say, where do I need Reiki now or today? And then just move up to your third eye and place your hands where you are guided to. And I was guided to my hips. I don't know why. But I did kind of feel my lower back over the last few days. So maybe that is connected with the hips. I mean, it is obviously, and I normally don't feel it if my hips are in perfect alignment. So maybe they need some work. So we have the physical aspect. We all have physical challenges. So just ask Reiki to start the day. Let's just leave the hands there for a moment. And while you do that, just try to sense the connection and whether anything else is coming in your mind. So you are placing your hands, or you have placed the hands on a position where there is something physical needed, at least as a physical location. But just sense aspect number 2. What else is Reiki working on? Are you getting an idea in your mind? Are you relaxing and letting go? Are you really feeling the connection again and get more reassurance, more confidence? So all this is possible at the same time. And this is what I mean with Reiki has 2 aspects. When we focus on the emotional, mental stress reduction, it will still have a physical effect. And when we focus on the physical, it still has an effect of working on emotions, on our perception, and on our spiritual connection. So just take a moment to bring the hands back together once more. We can also intensify that and kind of not start with the physical. We can start with guidance. Let's just do that for a moment. So let's just bring the hands together once more and connect to Reiki. And then ask, is there anything special that I need to do or say today? And then just move up to your third eye. And see what comes into your mind. Then just once more take a moment to connect Reiki and thank Reiki. You may also place the hands just on your heart or your heart chakra for a moment and let this resonate. And ask Reiki to help you to fulfill this task. What I just got wasn't that easy because it was to accept, which is very interesting. Not with regards to myself, but with regards to a person very close to me. Just accept. I can't control everything. So that was very interesting. And let this just resonate. And then once more, bring your hands together and thank Reiki. So there are, of course, many, many aspects, many facets. We can break everything down. I just love, I've forgotten all these things, but I love what they do in Buddhism. It's the Eightfold Path and the 3 rules for that and the 5 rules for that and the I don't know whatever. Everything is kind of broken down, and the same is what we can basically do with Reiki. We can say, well, it works in this way and that way and that way. The 10 ways how it works physically, the 25 ways how it helps with emotions, the I don't know whatever. But I find it's really helpful to just remind ourselves that these 2 aspects of physical healing and opening up to guidance and intuition and change, that this is always in Reiki together. And we cannot separate that. We can't just say, okay, I'm now doing a Reiki treatment for somebody and I don't want them to kind of get any kind of spiritual ideas. I just want to focus on physical healing. We can focus on physical healing, but we just can't cut the rest out. It is just that. This is what makes Reiki so special. So I do hope that this really, for those who have been a bit kind of on and off with Reiki recently, kind of reignited maybe the path. And for those who are on it every day, hopefully it added maybe a new technique or just some ideas for the rest of the day or for tomorrow. We've got a lot to do. We've got so much to do. Personally, there is something quite interesting. So I'm always kind of using this show to update people a little bit what I'm up to. And at the moment, I'm in the UK. I am kind of traveling here and there, staying at different places, doing lots and lots of short YouTube videos. And there will be more and more, including interviews and interaction as well. At the moment, it's lots of thoughts that I feel should come into the world, that I'm guided to bring across. Sometimes they are really quite deep and quite challenging, but if we don't face these things now, the time is running out. And it is, not generally for us as spiritual beings, but for our time on earth, because the earth is going in such an unhealthy direction. And the question is whether we are here for a reason at this very moment in world history to make our contribution to change things for the better. And this is just fascinating. And there are more and more ways to do that. And I am filming, I mentioned it earlier already, a new online course. And while I'm doing it, changed completely. It is so fascinating. It's just incredible where it's going, and I just can't wait to share it. But I do need another few weeks to bring it all together and to complete it, and then it will. I really feel add another dimension, not to Reiki, but to our understanding of Reiki and how powerfully we can actually change our lives, the lives of other people, and the world once we realize what we really are connected to. So we are um, steering, I feel, into a new direction, and it's just an incredible path that we are all on. And I'm just so pleased. It's a lot of people live here today, and there are so many more people joining on the replays later on. And that's just so amazing that the energy is still there. Reiki is a miracle. And this is why we are doing it. So thank you for listening. Thank you for joining. Thank you for um, allowing this community to be there and to grow and to develop is just absolutely spectacular. So yeah, I'm really grateful for all these connections, for everything that's going on. And if you have questions, if you struggle with something, or if you have a personal story, an experience that you are happy to share and want to be a guest, doesn't have to be like for the entire show. It can just be for a few minutes so that we can hear in a story and maybe make some more sense of things that are going on. I would love to hear from you if you want to get more involved. So this is basically where we are. And timing wise, this is just absolutely wonderful. We really, and this is for some people, the key to be here, need to connect now for a Reiki share. We need support. And to get a Reiki treatment from somebody else is always something very special. I feel it's the power of interconnectedness, the power of oneness, one could say, that when two people are there, when one person gives a treatment to somebody else, then they're both in this and they're both open up at the same time. But of course, when an entire group opens up, it's even more powerful. And that's what we are doing in the Reiki share. So when you're ready, you are now here live, and anybody who is watching a replay later, Reiki is beyond time and space. Reiki reminds us of the basics of quantum mechanics, that time and space basically is an experience, but not the ultimate truth. We can experience that in this Reiki share. So of course you can feel it on a replay as well. And if you would like the Reiki share to go on for longer, just start a replay straight after the show and continue joining this Reiki share. So when you're ready, just take a moment to bring your hands together and connect to Reiki. Then either just set your intention to connect with everybody on this Reiki share right now and in a replay, or you draw the connection symbol. Setting your intention that you're connecting with everybody now on this Reiki share. And of course, Reiki is flowing through you to everybody. You are receiving through everybody else Reiki at the same time. And it's not even a give or take. It is just all encompassing. We are just in Reiki, connected, healing, sharing. So let's just really deeply go into this experience. You may just want to really remind you what's happening, that you are connected to the highest vibrations in the universe, that we are all connected there together, and we are sharing this connection, raising our vibrations. And one could say, by doing so, the vibrations on this planet as well. And just allow yourself to relax, to let go. And of course, Reiki will continue to work, and the effects will slowly spread through your entire body and into your life. So when you're ready, you can just bring your hands together once more. Take a moment to thank Reiki and slowly come back into the here and now. So I found this really, really powerful, even more than on some other days. So I think that was just wonderful. Maybe it was because I needed it so much after rushing around and being unhappy with quite a few things. But still, this is life. So yeah, it's just great to have the support, to have this community. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining, and I look forward to seeing you again next week on Tuesday. Will still be the gap between the summertime in America and here, so it will, I believe, well, I mean, I don't believe, I just make a decision. So I'm just making the decision that we'll just keep the same schedule for next Tuesday. So it will be 8 p.m. UK time, and that is 4 p.m. East Coast and 1 p.m. West Coast in America. And I don't know what times it is in the rest of the world, but I'm sure that those who want to join can figure it out. So thank you so, so, so much for being there, and have a wonderful rest of the day. And once more, I need to find, well, first I need to push one button, then I need to find the other. There it is. So now the beautiful Reiki Revolution logo is coming again. See you next week.